My name is Ariana and I teach sensual dance. And there are a lot of questions about what this is because sensual dance could mean a lot of different things. And it's a term that I use to describe something that I created myself. So someone else might even teach sensual dance in a completely different way. And what really distinguishes the way that I teach sensual dance is that I come from a background of tantra and yoni yoga, and I also did a dance education. And when I was interning, I learned all these beautiful kinds of, well, I interned at a pole dance school, kind of half secretly. And what I learned there were feminine arts of seduction or sensuality, including lap dance, including floor work, exotic floor work. So that might be something you're familiar with, maybe not, and I'll explain more about it. And I really wanted to fuse these things where we're not just moving in a way that I find juicy and liberating, but also creating space for the parts that feel shy or small. I feel often that my sensuality can start very introverted and like some very intimate form of connection to myself. And from there, I can definitely transition into wildness or different things, but it's really necessary for me to follow my authentic flow to connect to what my body wants to do, what feels good to me. And during these classes, what I see happen a lot, even though I love these kinds of classes where you're learning exotic floor work or lap dance, I do see that some women or men get stressed about what it's supposed to look like. And because it's very oriented on the technique, we need the technique as well. I could sometimes see people freezing up or faking it, especially among women, this disease of faking and pleasing. Yeah, that comes up because that's also in our conditioning. So I wanted to use dance and sensual dance as a way to let these things come up with some consciousness, that we can realize what is happening and we can integrate that into the rest of our lives. So I found that for me, working on self-pleasure, that the way I teach is in a way that brings me pleasure, so that I'm authentically showing pleasure to my students and inspiring them in that way. And the way that I interact on different levels, integrating this idea of self-pleasure into that really helped me to feel really comfortable in my sensual expression. Yeah. And a lot of times women come up to me to say they want to move like me, or they send me messages like, yeah, I want to learn that thing you do. And I don't know if you'll ever learn that. I don't know if I can teach you the way that my body likes to move. I can definitely teach you some techniques and some foundation. But what I really want to discover is the way that your body wants to express. And also the way that your sensuality wants to express. You know, even if there's sadness there or anger or something else. It's really following that authentic expression. Yeah, so I can give a little example. One thing that I love to work with is breath. So you can follow me with breathing in and out, sighing through the mouth. This is a way to calm our nervous system. You almost access this state of flow at one point. From this breathing, we can also add body movement where you're breathing in. Feeling the expansion of your lungs and allowing your body to follow that movement and open. As you exhale, just allowing yourself to collapse and round. You can definitely add sound if that feels right to you. So this is all a fast forward little demonstration of things that happen in the class that I like to use. And I want to show you how when I'm moving with this, just this principle of breath and movement, And there are so many other senses we can activate, things we can add. It can already look like something. So that's what I love most, when I do a class and the students don't realize that they did anything that looks sexy, but they did. And that means that they were in the embodied experience of feeling like, oh, I like to move this way. And just flowing with that, and then realizing like, hey, yeah, that has its beauty. Yeah. So for example, we can continue this movement on hands and knees, and I'll just shift a little. So we're inhaling, arching, exhale. You can add all sorts of movements here. I love to add spine mobility because I just believe it's great for our overall health and core strength as well. So for example, arching vertebra by vertebra, also rounding and breathing. And from these kinds of movements, at some point we will transition into more techniques where you're also kind of humping the floor or being nice to the floor. So arching around. And really adding that breath the whole way. And I find that for me, like body rolls and rolling over the floor, they really do awaken a sense of sensuality, or like joy or pleasure inside of myself. And I also leave the freedom there that if you feel that your body works differently, that something else is giving you more pleasure in the moment, or you just need something else, then I want to give you the space to also adapt any exercise we're doing to something that works for you. Yeah, so I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any questions, let me know, and feel free to reach out.